My Doordash people, how are we doing? Been a little bit, been a little while since I recorded. Just been kind of a busy summer for me, work-wise at my day job. But I have still been driving. That hasn't stopped. Of course, it's slowed down as it does during the summer. And for those that don't know, yes, it does slow down quite a bit during the summer. Some of you people may not be getting anything at all. The only real beneficiary people that get lucky or get decent orders are more top dashers, and especially if you're part of any of the programs. And it sucks. So it just makes scheduling that much harder if you're not top dasher. So that's why I've always pushed for you to at least be top dasher, just for the simple fact that you don't have to schedule. That's my main push. Yeah, I make my money, but my push is being top dasher where I don't have to schedule. And I've said this time and time again to you guys, and it stands to be true, especially during the summer, because it's a flooded market as far as Doordash drivers go, and they have let a bunch of drivers go that just either aren't signing in, or they're just falling off one by one because they're getting deactivated over something silly or stupid that they're doing. So with that said, you have the people that are left, and then you have top dashers. So it's with the top dashers, you got to know that priority orders are going to go to them first, or people with really high ratings. So it'll be the top dashers first, then it'll be the people with the high ratings next, and then it'll be the basis of all your other door dashers that come after that. So, with that said, just being the summertime, I mean, even for me in my area that's generally really, really busy, I'm about to half of what I normally make versus when it's not summertime or whatever it is. So it's expected. I know it already what it happens, and it's a common sense thing, people. You have to understand, during the fall and winter, and when it's more cold seasons, that's when DoorDash and your Uber Eats and stuff are busy, because people don't want to go out in the cold. They don't want to go out in the snow. They don't want to go out in the rain, and they just don't want to go out in the frigid air. On that note, so that's when DoorDash becomes really busy and people don't mind paying. And that's where they say put away for a rainy day. This is one of them cases that people put away to be able to order or whatever. But now that when the spring came and now that the summer's here, you slowly started to see it changing when spring got here. And it's just coming off dealing with COVID, and I know we're already a few years and already a year away from that. It's people had been stuck in the house or whatever it is. So people are really finally just kind of really going and getting out there now that it's warm and hot now. People are trying to enjoy their spring and summer or whatever it is. So the weather is nice. If it's not too hot, the weather's nice and decent where people can go out and have a good meal or whatever it is, and go out and they actually end up saving money too. So you have to understand that now they get up and take themselves to go eat. They save money because they're not paying all the delivery fees. They're not having to worry about tips and this and that. So it's kind of one of the things that you do have to deal with. But like I said, that's why I always push for, there's always going to be some DoorDash orders out there, and of course Uber Eats and such. But that's where, like I said, that push to be top dasher really pays off during this time or whatever it is, because I couldn't imagine scheduling. I know there's some other drivers that have had to schedule, and it's just crazy for them just trying to be able to drive at all because the scheduling is so hectic or whatever it is. So that's that part. But the main part that I did want to discuss in the video, side of that, as you can see by the thumbnail, is DoorDash. I guess they made a change, and maybe you've seen it, maybe you haven't. I don't know if it's rolled out across the app fully across the states or not, but there was always questions about, okay, well, Corey, when you cross outside your market zone, your market area, do you go right back, or do you stay where you're at? Normally, I'm always just within a couple of miles outside of my market zone, so I just generally would come back or whatever it is. But there's never an issue if I did want to drive where I was at, if it was busy, because I could just sign out at that point and then sign in to the new market that I'm in right next door, or the next market over, generally speaking. So that was something that I could do because I'm a top dasher. I don't have to worry about scheduling versus somebody that's not a top dasher. If you have a schedule and then you end up outside your market making a delivery, if you stop your schedule to then try to drive in that current market, you'll lose your schedule and then you may not be able to drive in that market. So it may be hit or miss in terms of if you're able to drive in that market that you got taken out of from your market to drive in the next market over. But it seems like Doordash has fixed that. I was driving and I don't know how long this has been going on, but they have it where if they find you outside of your market area, it'll tell you that, hey, this market area is going to be this much busy, or it's busy, but it's going to be busy for the next 0.5 or the next 2 hours. Would you like to switch zones? And that keeps you from losing your schedule in your current market, because you would have to sign out to then sign into the next market, where in this case, they're giving you the option to actually switch markets without losing your schedule. So then you can continue on your dashing schedule for the non-top dashers, generally speaking, over in that market now without losing your schedule, if you can follow me on that. So like I said, you schedule 8 hours, 4 of it, you end up crossing over into another market, they'll send you a message saying, would you like to switch over to this market zone or market area? And you can click yes. I think it gives you like an 80-second timeout, and you can click yes, and then you'll be in that market and you can continue the next 4 hours. Or you can just click no, and then you still have to drive back to your market area to continue dashing or whatever it is. So it'll be up to you, but at least you don't lose your schedule for those that do have to schedule. But with that said, like I said, it's a little struggle out here for most drivers, I'm sure, because in my market being what I make and as dead as it's kind of getting, and I'm getting orders, but it's still just like half of what I was getting before. I know some people are out there struggling, so I feel for you. I understand. And as bad as some of these markets are where they barely pay anything, like I totally get it and I totally understand. I don't expect you to work for nothing, which is kind of what it ends up being. You do whatever you're comfortable with in terms of accepting orders or whatever it is, but overall we're just in a bad state right now in terms of the economy and inflation and everything. That just, to them it makes sense as customers, it makes sense for them to just go and get their food. I mean, you're still gonna have a few orders, but it makes more sense for them to just go and get their own food. It's summertime now, as people want to get out the house, the weather's nice out. At least here we have our hot days to where some people decide they want to stay in and they're still going to order. So it's kind of hit or miss when the weather gets like this. But I mean, I like it. I enjoy it. Could I go back when it's cold and want to make that kind of money? Yeah, I would. But then it's like now you're out and it's cold, and that's where you get sick and this and that and blah blah blah. So again, people, if you're able to aim for Top Dasher, do it, because it'll help you way more than you think it would, on top of being part of the catering program, the large order program, and possibly the pizza program if you can. So with that said, I will leave you guys at that. I just got off work. I'm trying to get home so I can get cleaned up and I can get back out there and get the dashing, keep it going. Got to keep it going. You got to stay positive. If you're going to be out there to make money, go out there and make your money, or whatever it is. And if not, if you're just going to go out there and decline a whole bunch, then it's like you might as well just not even sign in. That's what I say. Like, don't get out there and waste your time just sitting out there when you could be at home if you're just going to decline everything. But I get it when you have to decline. So it's just one of the things that's got to be. But it's your boy C-Moto just coming at you again with that little update to the app that I did see to then, like I said, let you know if you want to switch zones without losing your schedule. And that is it. So until next time, people, your boy C-Moto, you know what it is. Peace out.